man. Yeah, Charleston White getting a little of his own energy, getting a little of his own or karma back in Miami. He just, was not too long ago celebrating on IG that he got him a new house in Miami, and lo and behold, he been robbed already. They done went in his house, took money out of his house. Man, this crazy. You know what I'm saying? They done went in there and took money all out his house, and so, welcome to Miami. You feel me? That's what they saying. Welcome to Miami. And so, yeah, that was a setup move. That was a setup move right there. You just get there. They know that's your house. Know you probably keep. You didn't. You just up. Bigging the guy up that found the house for you. That supposed to been your man's, and you saying that guys had been, you know, you know, playing games with you about about buying a house, and this guy finally came through for you, and he done set your ass up. He done took your little money up out of the house, and I don't know how much money, but I think it was some thousands. He got some. I heard they got some thousands up out of there, so they got them a little lick. They got them a little lick. So nigga, I mean, damn man, it's just like Nah, do you feel comfortable? Cause niggas know where you at. Niggas know where you at, man. They done went in your crib. The nigga done told, that's sad, man. When you talking greasy about people and people know where you stay at and they giving up the intel on where you stay at, that's bad business. You feel what I'm saying? That's real bad business. And so, I think he was in New Orleans for a minute, and he went to talking greasy about the niggas in New Orleans. Now you got to get the hell up out of New Orleans. So you go to Miami. You've been talking shit probably about niggas in Miami too, and so you ain't man, nigga. You didn't. I guess where was he from? Was he from he was from Texas? Was he from Fort Worth or Dallas? You can't stay nowhere, man. You can't stay nowhere. You're outcast at this point. People talk shit and say, oh, but they looking to get a lick off of your ass. You know, they looking, and listen, we don't condone violence. We don't condone, people's demise. But a lot of times, man, you can't help but to predict, shit happening. They're just like, when people see a nigga robbing and stealing and killing, they say it won't be long. And it's real because you engaged in a certain kind of lifestyle where you can look at the resume of people who live like that and it's not gonna be long. So I mean, if niggas then came in the house, how you gonna feel comfortable staying in that house? How you gonna feel comfortable staying in that house? That's you got to keep the nine on. You're gonna have to keep the thing on. You need dogs, nigga. You need. But the fact is, you can't come into the city, broadcasting. Sometimes you had to, yeah, say he's a coward. Yeah, yeah. Well, like I say, we don't want to. I personally, I know what it is. You know what it is. I've been on Charleston White, and they been crying too, cause I was pounding his ass, cause he's a sucker. You know what I'm saying? That's real. What you said is real. Anybody that talk crazy about women, kids, elderly, that nigga don't give a damn. And so they figure he's good. He's good gang. They gonna try to rob him everywhere it go. When niggas get to running up in your house and shit, that's bad business. Cause but they figured he wasn't in there. But if you got enough money and niggas know you got enough money and they ain't gonna give a goddamn if you in there or not. If they could get in, if they can get in and get the ups on you and put the thing on you before you can get to yours, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Either you gonna open up the safe or if it even if it's in the safe. You gonna open up the safe, nigga, or you know you gonna be a casualty. Niggas take the safe anyway and get a nigga, you know, to get in it. You know, a lot of times it don't even be shit in the motherfucker. You know, they been and took they been off the nigga and ain't even shit in the motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? So that's crazy. You know, but again, and we just heard, and he was just talking about, but his aura is chasing him. All these niggas' aura is, and they like fireflies and shit. They all, you know, hang out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you know, he can live, he can believe what he wants. Just like I say, everybody got a, you know, it's an hourglass on everybody. You see the life that you live, it's an hourglass on you, you know. And you know, if you turn over a new leaf, you might can get it to flip. You know, you might get some more time. But if you live a certain life, especially a destructive life, you got an hourglass, nigga, and the sands is falling through, whether you believe it or not. You know, and Charleston White, you know, got an ego, man. He live on the edge, but he ain't at peace. That nigga is not at peace. Yeah, that nigga is not at peace. And the first thing, when a nigga violate your crib, nigga, you know most definitely, you know niggas know where you at. And you know what certain kind of nigga know where you at. And you don't know if they watching you or not. They watching you go in and out. In order for them to know you wasn't there, somebody said something or they watching you. Yeah, they watching you go in and out of that motherfucker. So it can be somebody right in the vicinity. You know, the guy that sold you the fucking house might know and dropped a dime on you. Say the nigga over there, you didn't ran your mouth. You didn't ran your mouth. You might done told this nigga you left money, and if you did, yeah, yeah. Say he posted all the time. See, that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? You can't let motherfuckers see the inside of your temple, nigga. You know what I'm saying? If you do, you know, you supposed to change the setup, nigga. Yeah, you supposed to change the setup. You know, or being an obscure place. Yeah, he be walking all through his house. I can't do shit like that. It's supposed to be a professional setting anyway. Change your background, nigga. You know, turn the volume up. Yeah, I probably just need to talk up. Yeah, I probably just need to talk up. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, it didn't boil down that he didn't went to Miami and they was waiting on him. They wanna give him a celebration, you know, and so yeah, yeah, they want to give him a celebration, you know, welcome to Miami. Went in there and robbed the nigga for about 10,000, 15,000. I don't know what they took. I think he said it was about 6, 7,000 in there, you know, that they took from him and shit. Nevertheless, they know where they done violated the crib, you know. And so you know, shit, what you gonna do now? You know, when people get to violate and you don't know who around you did that shit, you got to be on. Yeah, nigga, you got to you know. I ain't gonna tell you what you need to do, cause you know you should know. You run your mouth so much, nigga. You supposed to know that. You know, you supposed to know what to do since you so smart and shit. But obviously, you ain't all what you cracked up to be. But anyway, family, yeah, once again, it's on. They done robbed that nigga Charleston White. They done went up in his crib in Miami. They got the nigga for some thousands, from what I understand. Ain't no telling how much they got his ass for. I think he posted 6, 7 thousand, but they probably got more than that from his ass. But anyway, I appreciate y'all being in the house, family. I'll see y'all in a minute. I'll see y'all in the Patreon, General Seti. Get over there, get that work. General Seti, One Stop Etsy, and KingSeti.com. Boom, Black Power.